Max, thank you very much for joining me. It's been awesome to kind of see your journey through Course Careers and how you were able to actually land a software development position. So today I just want to give the audience some insight. I really want to kind of rely on your knowledge and how you did it because that was pretty impressive. So first of all, could you maybe just give yourself a bit of an intro, like where are you from, how old are you? I don't know, anything about you just to give some context to the audience.
Yeah, thank you for having me. So I'm from Canada. I'm 32, and yeah, I was in construction before, so it's different backgrounds. And yeah, I've started like not so long ago to really put some time and effort in it. So and to change my career, and yeah, this is how we are right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I was talking to you earlier and you said that you had gone through, what was it, a computer science degree like 10 years ago or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I started like almost 12 years ago now, and yeah, I did only 2 years out of five, and then just stopped and started business, construction business with my family. So, and then, yeah, 3 years ago, I kind of tried to fall back into this world, but it was on and off again. So, yeah, and really when Course Career went, yeah, I kind of show up with one of your ads online. Yeah, this is where I kind of took it more seriously and finally get a job.
For sure. So in that kind of, I guess, 3 years ago when you were trying to get back into it, learning on and off, like what were you doing in that time period? And I guess why didn't it work, right? Was it just random YouTube videos? Was it articles? Was there like a structure or was it just kind of willy nilly?
So yeah, I was working somewhere else at that time, so I was just doing YouTube video for fun basically. So like I was kind of wanting to change my career, but not enough. So I'm like serious about that. So it was more like for fun.
Gotcha. Okay. So that was kind of a few years ago. And then what really like made you want to get into this again after, I guess, kind of like the failures or, not making any progress over those past almost 10 years? Like what was the thing that really ignited like, okay, I'm going to start learning to code now. I want to land a job, etc. Because you did this quite fast, like in almost under 4 months.
Yeah. I moved out from where I'm from originally, so that helped me. And I went to a trip to Florida for 1 year. So when I went back, I was like, yeah, I think it's time to do something different. So I went full time onto this course, and yeah, this is why I did the switch.
Gotcha. And before you like, did some structured curriculum or something, you said you had done about 1 month of kind of learning on your own and I guess like relearning some of the stuff that you had forgot from like the 10 years
Yeah.
ago. What did that
Uh-huh.
like 1 month look like for you? And why did you decide to go into like a course or a platform as opposed to just learning it on your own? Because some people can just do it completely by themselves, right? Although maybe it takes a bit longer.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking at first, but yeah, I was like looking your video on YouTube and trying to do something really, and I was not able to do any project because it's so easy to just like you start something and then you just like stop and watch another video. So I was looking for a clear path, and I was kind of looking to build one myself, but then I saw your ads for Course Career and I checked it out and I was kind of impressed. So this is how I decided to go that way. It was
Gotcha.
kind of easier and like already done. So
So while you're in that kind of 1 month period there, like what were the main things you were struggling with other than like the curriculum? So you're saying it was projects. Was it just difficult like staying motivated? Like you didn't have someone to hold you accountable or you just didn't know what to build or how to build it? I'm just wondering like what really makes that push, right? Because something even like Course Careers or other programs are pretty expensive. So there has to be like some kind of struggles, right? That would push you into that.
yeah, it was the thing like you start a project and as soon as it get a little bit too complicated, it's kind of too easy to just go back and do another video again. And yeah, I was looking for like a clear path. So and accountability is good too with Course Career because you need to finish it. You pay for something, so you gotta do it, right?
Exactly.
And like a good community. And I saw when I saw it, like I saw the coaching thing, so it was all this little added value that we can find around that really make me choose to do it.
Makes sense. So once you got into the program or you were actually like learning how to code, what kept you like grinding through that? Because you said that you completed course careers or you like pretty much learned how to code in 39 days. And that's like pretty fast, right? Most people it takes like months, sometimes even years. I know when I started learning, it was like definitely not anywhere close to that fast. Like, how did you progress so quickly through that? Like, did you have any studying techniques, habits, like any tips you could share with the audience who probably is taking a bit longer than that, right?
Yeah, I was just doing it all day. So because I told my wife, I'm gonna pay for this, but yeah, I'm gonna be like the first one to finish it and the first one to get a job with it. So I was just waking up and just do it all day, like 14, 16 hours a day. And I'm able to do it and stay concentrated and, still learning, even if I'm doing something for 12 hours, I can get more information. So yeah, this was not hard for me to. This is why it took me only 39 days, I think.
Wow. Okay. So while you were doing that, like in terms of retention, did you find it difficult to like remember some of the lessons? Because I know for me, if I were to watch like 8 or 10 hours of video in a day, like I might lose quite a bit of that information. So how did you like stay on track with that? Were you taking notes? Were you doing it alongside? Like what else did you do? Like what was the secret?
I was just coding along, taking some note, like only commenting my code basically, and yeah, sometimes just when I was doing the video, when I don't remember something, I just go back and I can almost remember like everything. Like, oh, you said this thing in this video, so I can kind of go back and check it. And I was doing the exercise and some kind of small project on the side, and I was trying to be like ahead of you, like doing more than the minimum. Like I was coding along, but I was also doing more like in each video. So
Gotcha. Okay, I think that's a big tip that I try to share with people, but like I want to get it again, like right from you. So while you were watching through videos or tutorials, like you actually had like a second monitor or you had like a
yeah,
IDE open, right? And you were coding like mostly what I was doing. And then correct me if I'm wrong, like you would pause the video and like go ahead and like try and experiment with stuff that wasn't yet in the video. Is that correct?
yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect. So I think, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is so important. And I remember when I was learning to code, that's what I would do too. Like, I would try to guess what they're gonna say next and like mess around, and half the time I would get it wrong, and there'd be errors and stuff. But that's how you figure it out, right? When you
Yeah.
actually mess around in the editor, you see the error message, you go, okay, maybe I'll try this. Oh, maybe he's gonna show me this, right? And then you get the validation in the video later. So that was a big key then.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes I kind of knew what was going to happen, so I'll just pause the video and do it on my own and mess around, and then start the video again, and then I was wrong, or I was right on it. So
For
yeah,
sure.
I think it's kind of way faster that way too. So
Gotcha. So that's kind of, I guess, how you got through it pretty quickly and actually how you retained the information, like literally following along and just doing the most amount of coding. Now, when you were getting kind of near like the end of the program, how did you like evaluate all of your skills, for example? I know for me, sometimes when I learn something new, it's difficult to know, like, do I actually know what I'm talking about, right? So can you maybe touch on that? Like, how did you validate that or how did you feel more confident, I guess, in your abilities?
yeah, at the end, like of the Go section, for example, we have like a project to do, so I did them, and the first one was hard, and the second one was kind of more easier uh, because I did the first one and I kind of knew right that I retained the information at that moment. So this is like with project basically. So and at the end of the whole course, I did kind of a final project. So yeah, this really helped me to figure out like everything and like yeah, feeling that I learned something with this course.
Gotcha, because you
So
actually like accomplished a full project at the end. And did you do
I,
like any additional projects? Was there extra like resources you looked up on the side? Like anything else that you did just to like solidify that?
not that much. On my final project, I did more like React for the front end, so it was kind of challenging because we only see a little on the uh, fundamental part of the
Yeah.
store. But yeah, it was basically like pushing a little bit to do like the whole thing, like back end, front end with the API, connect everything together and post it online. So
Nice. So that kind of, I guess, gives some good information on how you were able to get through that so quickly and like learn those fundamental concepts. As a summary from what I understood, it was really about putting in the effort and like staying concentrated. I think for most people, like 12 to 16 hours is probably a bit excessive. Like they'd probably have to bring that down. I think that's probably
yeah,
an anomaly in terms of time frame. But from what I understood, because you were so concentrated, like you were actually following along with everything. It wasn't just watching, it was doing, and all the exercises, projects, etc. That's how you were able to retain that info. Now, when it came to kind of wrapping up the program and like actually looking for a job, first of all, like when did you start like applying for jobs? And what did that process look like for you? Like, did you set up a resume? Did you do a LinkedIn? Like, what was your, I guess, yeah, process for searching for jobs?
yeah. So at the end of the course, I did like my portfolio, resume, like my LinkedIn, everything, and I started applying for job on December 3, like,
Okay.
and And yeah, I was like not applying like 100 job a day. I only applied for 28 job in total.
Okay.
So I like kind of one or two a day. Really taking time to look like if I want to work with this company. And yeah, I was only sending my resume, so nothing kind of fancy with the cover letter or something. Just
Sure.
and yeah, I was also looking. I subscribed on Facebook group, like local group, and this is something I never do. I don't use Facebook, so and this is where I found the job. So this
Really?
was kind
Okay.
of
So tell me a bit about that then. How did that work on the Facebook group? Because that's not something I've actually ever heard of before for landing a job.
yeah. So the next day that I been accepted to the group, I saw a post from somebody who was looking for someone. So I just sent him a message and he just tell me to send my information by Gmail. So I send it in, and it was before Christmas. So kind of, I feel that the like hiring market was slowing down,
Sure.
and right after Christmas, he contacted me and he told me, "Hey, I'm looking at your profile, and I would like to set up an interview." So yeah, we did this, and I went in the office because it's like 1 hour and a half away from my home. So I went to the office, and yeah, this is
Wow. So what was the interview like then, I guess? So actually, even before we get there, like of the other jobs you applied to, did you hear anything back? Was there any responses? What was that kind of result of those 28 applications?
as for now, I have like 8 or 9 response, how like rejection,
Okay.
but yeah, it was like a bigger company, and yeah, when I was applying, but yeah, I was not expecting to hear back from them.
Sure. So you have 8 or 9 like negative responses, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And the one that was that you actually ended up getting the interview for was like a more kind of personal connection to some extent. Like you found someone in a group chat and like directly reached out to them.
Yeah, directly Gmail to him. So
Nice. Okay. So in terms of the interview, then, like, what did that look like? I mean, you drove an hour and a half, which is kind of crazy for the interview, but I guess I'm glad. I guess you're glad you did. Sorry.
yeah,
Was it like a technical coding interview, behavioral? How did that work?
no, it was just like really friendly and
Okay.
no coding. No, he didn't even ask like any coding question. The guy is from like he did not like went to school to in CS degree or something like this. So he's a self-taught too, like 12 years ago, and he was not looking for someone with a degree. He was looking for someone like issued from a boot camp or self-taught, something like this. So and yeah, it was friendly. He asked me a couple of questions, tell me what the company is doing and what will be the job, and
Wow.
That's it. He offered me the job right
Wow,
away.
that's incredible. I mean, that's a great story. Like, can you give us an example of maybe some of the questions, any that you think like might pop up in another interview? Was there any like, what's the hardest thing you've ever done before? Those typical interview questions, or how did he kind of vet you in the interview?
He was trying to look if like when I have a problem, like if I'm able to solve it by myself, like if I'm gonna do the research myself, because um, they hired someone else like for 3 months prior Christmas, and he did not do a great job because he was just waiting for answers. So he was not able to like go out there and find the solution by himself. So this is what he was looking for. Like this is how the question was turning around. Like, will you be able to solve the problem when you have one?
Gotcha. So he was looking for the fact like you were going to take initiative and that you were going to be a problem solver and like try to figure it out on your own first. Whereas I guess you were saying the previous guy kind of just sat there was like, well, when someone tells me how to do it, I'll do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And yeah, he was not like he didn't even know the stack because he's a PHP and .NET programmer, and it's gonna be like something else. So you just, even if I don't know the technology, don't care. Just like if you're able to learn it and do the job, that's fine because this is what he does like 12 years ago. So you
Gotcha. So
know,
are there other developers like on this team, or are you going to be like the main guy?
they are two in this business, but I will be alone with my project. But yeah, if I need help, I can always call them. But
Gotcha. Nice. So I guess I mean that kind of answers like that's an awesome story on how you're able to land that job. So I guess like you would probably recommend then people reach out in like less conventional methods then for applying, or if you were going to do this again like starting right from the beginning, would you go straight into a Facebook group chat, or what would your advice be to someone who's like just getting started with the application process?
I was like actually turning my strategy to call the business directly, like just pick up the phone and call them because I think this is the best thing to do. So like, but be different because I was applying to a job and sometimes we saw like 400 or 500 applications. So yeah, that's not a good tactic, I think. So, but
Gotcha.
don't call anybody right now. So I think just calling people is great. This is what I was going to do. Like,
Yeah. So you would so your idea was to look for maybe like smaller or medium sized businesses where you can actually like directly kind of call them up, I guess, in the local area and just say, hey, like I'm looking for a job. These are my requirements.
exactly. And I even applied to local business where they don't look for anybody right now. But yeah, they always on their website. Oftentimes they just write that hey, you can apply even if we don't look for anybody. So
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a great strategy and it's kind of taking it into your own hands, right? Showing already that you're going to take initiative and you're not just dumping like a pile of resumes.
yeah,
So that's really interesting to me that you were actually able to get a job. I mean, a bit different because it was kind of in that Facebook forum. But what I always tell people is, make connections on LinkedIn, reach out to different people. You never know when something's going to come up. And almost every job I've ever been offered or actually received has been because of some kind of personal connection, right? It could be pretty far out, but someone who knew who I was or knew from a friend of a friend, or there was a connection on LinkedIn, or they saw some posts that I made, and there's something a little bit more there, right, than just like viewing someone in a resume stack. So it's interesting to see that you were able to land a job that way. So I guess kind of to wrap it up, if you were going to do this whole thing right from the beginning, like let's say you didn't go through CS, you didn't do a bunch of random coding, like you were starting day one, what would your path be, do you think, to like getting this job again as quickly as possible? What would you start from like right away? And, what would your journey look like?
I mean like do the course everything and just I mean everything is in there, so you can just start from the beginning. And if you do everything and a great project, I think you're ready to go. Like you, yes, I think it's all about like the final project that you do to
Mhm.
wrap up everything and like feel confident that you know enough to be able to get a job.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
then
Sorry.
I will like start my LinkedIn and yeah, do more like this and contact people directly.
Yeah, I think that's great advice, and it's a really interesting story to hear. Just like really how quickly you're able to do that. I know I saw you progressing through the course pretty quickly and getting to the finals, doing the back end, etc. But I was pretty shocked when like 3 weeks after that or 4 weeks after that, you actually landed a job. So congratulations again. Last thing, I guess, if you're comfortable at all, like can you share any more information about the job? Maybe like compensation, start date, what you're actually going to be doing on the job.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna start next Monday, and the job is like basically they have like two server on physical like two separate address, and I need to put them back together and yeah, build the whole thing again because it's in Loopback and Angular, and they want to change this because everything is outdated. So I need to connect it, make something secure, put it in the cloud, and kind of rebuild the whole thing.
Gotcha. So this is like a very back end related task or project.
Oh no, I'm gonna do the front end too again because they want to scrap everything. So I just need right now to make it secure because we can see the password in the database, like the real password, not no encryption, anything. So yeah, I need to make a little bit of security right now, and after that, I'm gonna rebuild everything.
And sorry, Max, could you just jump in on the compensation for the position as well? This is like an entry level developer job, right?
Oh yeah, like intermediate, entry intermediate, yeah.
Sure.
And so they offered me like 70K, and yeah, we just this is just the basic. There is nothing like fancy. I'm gonna have a laptop, 70K, and there is like 3 weeks, uh, and what else? Like insurance and like normal stuff. So that's basically it.
Gotcha.
This is like Quebec, so this is not like US.
For
We have
sure.
a little bit here, so.
And is there any like chance to progress in the company? Was that talked about at all or no?
Oh yeah, I will probably have like a 5K bonus in 6 months if I do certain things, and it will be yeah. Next year is going to be go up as well.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's awesome. I mean, that's a great starting salary, especially in
Yeah,
Canada or in Quebec. And like, who knows, right? 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. If you get bonuses, raises, like you're gonna easily be at 100K pretty fast, which is fantastic. So,
yeah.
thanks again, man, and we'll wrap it up here.
Thank you.